You may think this is a scam, but it's not. Please conclude. You see this account that I showed?
This is another
54% in 3 weeks. Unbelievable. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's market color session. My name is Abigail, and I'll be taking the first half of today's analysis, which should be a cover on commodity currencies. By that, I mean AUD, USD, NZD, USD, and USD CAD. Shortly after which, my colleague Demola is going to come do his analysis on indices, right? So let's just see what the market has in store for us today. The market has been delivering, since it always delivers, of course. But yeah, it's been going according to plan. So for today, I'm just going to pretty much start afresh for the sake of those of us who were not able to join us on Tuesday. So let us see what we have happening today, right? I always like to state this because I know that there might be some of us who are joining the market color session for the first time. You're most likely wondering what all the lines you're seeing on your charts or on these charts are. So these are indicators, one of our trading strategies on the trading floor. And I understand that none of us would have them installed on our platforms. That is fine. Just take note of the price points that I'll be, looking at. So NZD/USD on the H4 time frame has been predominantly to the downside since somewhere around the 27th of June. It's been selling. You zoom into this, we expected this temporal buy of this asset class. Look at that. Sunshine was printed, and then we started to see the retracement. Now, where is it going to retrace into before we now see whether the major structure is going to be continued, major structure from H4, of course. Where is it going or possible to sell into? Now, it has broken through what could have served as our first resistance to continue to sell downward. It broke through it and gave a retest. So is it possible that we see more buys of NZD/USD from where it currently is into the next resistance or possible resistance point? Or is it just going to break below, give us a retest to the downside, and continue to sell? To have more data and have a clearer picture, let's go to M5. And on this 5-minute time frame, what we like to do pretty much is to mark out yesterday's high, low, day before yesterday's high and low. This now serve as our support and resistance levels. So the highest high of yesterday has been marked out. Mark out the lowest low of yesterday's high and low. I'll go ahead and mark out day before yesterday's high right here. And day before yesterday's low. All right, so these are the levels I've now marked out. Price is already coming back to retrace somewhere around this point. I want to see if it serves as support. If it serves as support, then we're going to be seeing more buys of NZD/USD into our H1 resistance or possible resistance level, which is 0.57750. So these buys are buys to sell. I hope you understand. I'm looking for opportunities to continue buying till I see structure that gives me a clear move that the sell is about to be continued. Same thing for AUD/USD on the H4 time frame. When you zoom out of this now, major structure has been upward, but look at how much characters and structures have been broken to the downside. So having this in mind, we expected this buy as of Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure those of us who took reversals made some bucks from this market. And now we're saying, okay, are you ready to continue to sell, or do you have more room to push higher? So price has traded. This is our first, or what could have said as our first point of interest, and it had extra confluence with the support that is now acting as resistance. From this particular point where it's reflecting downward, it has done about 30 plus pips to the downside. So the buy to sell delivered, right? But now it has continued to buy. So is AUD/USD going to continue buying into, I'll go ahead and delete this because there's not a key POI where it is. So is it going to buy back all the way into 0.65712 price region before we see a continuation of this sell? Let's go to the M5 time frame. Now I'll mark out yesterday's high into today's price movement, mark out yesterday's low. and then day before yesterday's high and low as well. So only pay attention to the levels that I'm marking out into today's price movement. All marked out. This could now serve as either support that holds or a previous resistance that could act as support and vice versa. So yes, price has now broken above, traded into our pullback indicator, which is reacting. Is it going to trade into this level and find support that will eventually break through these resistance levels to the upside? Or is it going to come here, hit resistance and continue to sell? We'll be watching, and that's why we need confirmations. So the purpose of this is for you to have the areas of interest, the points of interest you're interested in, and then when price gets there, look for confirmations. Now for USD CAD on the H4 time frame, this guy has been buying, although if you zoom out as well, you see that the major structure or predominant structure is to the downside, with change of characters and break of structures now currently happening. I'm looking at this to see the possible level where USD CAD may buy into, because price doesn't just move based on vibes, it targets liquidity. So price could come and buy all the way into this zone, but this is the H4 time frame, and that's a lot of time. There's a lot of space before price gets into that zone. However, looking at what price is currently doing now, look at this sunshine printed. It is currently selling. Remember, we said we'll be looking at sales to continue buying USD CAD, and that delivered. Our last analysis was Tuesday, right? On this particular asset class. So yes, price has now done this, currently inside our first point of interest, already reacting off of that level. Go ahead and delete this because we do not need it anymore. Delete this as well. Perfect. So POI1, POI2, my fourth point of interest is somewhere down here. You can see the price points on the right side of the chart. So if the support level is going to hold, we want to see confirmations. And if it wants it to break below and sell into what could serve as our next support level. On the M5, mark out yesterday's high and low. Starting off with the day before yesterday's high. Yesterday's high. Zoom out to get a bigger picture. Yesterday's low happened to have a lot of confluence with our H1 POI. Perfect. So these are now the key points of interest that I'm looking out for on USD CAD. You can take note of the price point right here. If price breaks through the zone, then we'll basically say we'll see more sales of USD CAD into 1.39746 before we look for another confirmation to continue to buy. However, if the support level holds, then it's safe to say USD CAD buy has resumed. We'll look for confirmations to take that trade. I hope this is clear. If you have any questions, please do well to ask me now. If not, we'll pretty much just go into the next half of this morning's analysis session. All right, thank you so much for joining. Please don't go anywhere. We'll go on a very, very short break, less than a minute. Come back and let's see what indices has in store for us today. With that being said, bye for now. Cheers and God bless.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of the Market Scholar this morning. How are we doing? Hope we're good. Wherever you're joining us from, either on YouTube, on the Zoom app, thank you for joining this morning. We'll be looking at the US equities market. That's US30, NAS100, and what? S&P500. How those markets are behaving and how we can, leverage opportunities in that market to generate income for ourselves this morning. Very quickly, I'll be looking at the charts, be sharing my screen so we can look at the markets together this morning. All right. So we're starting with US30 as the Dow Jones market. We're starting with US30 this morning. As you can see on US30, the market is a bit choppy and is, tilting back to its original direction, which is a bullish market. All right, the market has been bullish from, months and months ago, right? We've been overall bullish in the market, but then Trump's news last week Friday sent price to the downward side, which broke structure even on the daily time frame, or we have like a change of character, but then we are beginning to align back to the initial original flow of the market, which is a bullish trend, right? On the 4-hour time frame, as you can see here, now we're expecting a sell-off from this zone. Price did a bit sell-off, but then broke structure and continued, which shows that we are now tilting back to being fully bullish, right? We have this break of structure here. So from this, what are the areas of interest that have not been mitigated? This area has not been mitigated. This area here we have here has not been mitigated. And then before price even broke structure, it gave us a kind of what? Form of inducement, right? So I expect if price should come into this zone, I expect that we continue our initial movement that we have in the market since, since there's a whole lot happening, right, around this zone. There's a whole lot happening in this zone, which I believe would send price to the upside, right? By the time we scale down to 2-hour, you see that we have another block, which is valid, has not been tested before, which could also send price to the upside, right? Seeing that we have a form of inducement now. Of course, by the time we enter this market from this zone, we're expecting take profit to be around here, and then overall cover this. I want to do a minimum of 1:3. Right, a minimum of 1:3 for me would be a good trade, right? So this is what I'll be looking out for. Okay, this is what I'll be looking out for today in the US 30 market, because we are bullish and everything is tilting to a bullish market. Now, to get more refined entry, we'll go to M5, M3. We can even scale down even better, right? We can scale down better on those time frames because there'll be more opportunities there for scaling down, right? So let's move to the next one, which is US100. US100 market also has almost the same thing on the higher time frame. Daily time frame, broken structure to the downside, but then we're beginning to align back again to where we stopped from. And then on the 4-hour time frame, unlike what we had on US30, this one actually tested this other block, right? We saw a push into this other block and then price moved up. So it's kind of great, interesting. And we saw a push, price have moved up already. And then on S&P500, price didn't get to test that level, right? So price didn't get to test this level on the 4-hour time frame. Although it did in a way, because if you want to consider all of this as another block, it did, right? Tapped into it and continued. But then there's another chance of price coming back into this zone, right? Into this zone, and then boom, continues to the upside, right? This is like a is it morning star now? Exactly, like a morning star formation, which is very valid. So, and then we have something like this over here. Like what? This is like an inducement. And then price tap into it for it to continue its movement to the upside, right? This looks really valid to me because then we are coming from this level that's been tested, right? Coming from this level, price sold off into this, and then this is in the original direction of the market, right? We continue, and then by the time we enter this market from here, where are we exiting? First take profit will be somewhere around here, 1:3, right? 1:3, still fair. By the time we scale down, we can even get more. probably 1:5, 1:6, as the case might be. All right, guys, this is pretty much what we have this morning. Not to waste any of our time again. We'll be looking at the market again by 2 p.m. this afternoon, New York session, just to see if the market has come to play out analysis or something really extra has happened that will require that we change our bias in the market. All right, thank you so much for joining today. We'll see you again by 2 p.m. Cheers and God bless, guys. Thank you.